Okay, senior night part 2 and third sweep in a row. Do you want to start us off? We'll talk about the girls and then we'll go into the match.
Yeah, I talked about it. It's a collective group of them, and there's two things. There's gratitude and a little bit of grieving. And the gratitude is just this is the group that helped build this program into what it is. And, they've been along the hard part of the ride of changing culture, of lifting it up so that the perception of it is what it is today. And I'm eternally grateful for that. And then the grieving is I literally got done, and I come from a world where if athletes want to continue playing, they continue playing. And with the national team, you were around athletes for 15 years, and college is this 4-year cycle where you bring people into your family, and then they're never gone from your family, but they don't live with you. It's almost like you're empty nesters every 4 years. So just thinking of life without the group of humans that we have here and the personality of this team, and I get emotional now, the personality of this team without the people that are here, and it will be different, it'll be amazing and beautiful, but it'll never be the same. And that's been my message to the team all weekend. And that's the grieving piece is there's some people that are going to go off and do amazing things in life, amazing things in volleyball. I'm looking forward to seeing where that is, but I'm definitely not going to take for granted the next 8 games that we have in the regular season, and hopefully stretch the season as long as we can so that we can be with this group of people for longer.
And then touching on the match specifically, like a third straight sweep again, kind of Arkansas were competitive, but we found ways to just pull away later into frame. Can you touch on that?
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. The other thing I said at the end of the match, I'm really curious to go back and watch this match. And it was one of those things where they hit for a higher efficiency than we've had teams hit against us. And I didn't necessarily feel like it was one thing. And I couldn't really pinpoint like, hey, this person was going off and hurting us. And so I'm really looking forward to watching. I fully know that, but I'll say this, the SEC is one of the craziest, gnarliest conferences in the country when it comes to volleyball. So any win that you get is something to celebrate. So regardless of how we did it, I'm happy we won.
I'll open it up before I ask some more.
Yeah, obviously you have a really great group of seniors, but what do you hope that the underclassmen are taking away from this group?
I think just if there's things that I know they will, it's setting an example of how to act and be a teammate and be a professional and be a piece of this team. If there's something I'd wish for, it's the amount of work that it takes to keep it here, or the amount of work that it took to get here. I hope there's some storytelling going on in the locker room about that, about the difficulties that we had of getting this program to this place. Because for them, they came in and they bought into this, and I've said this to them over and over again. They bought into this before it was here. They bought into the belief of what we said it would be, but they weren't necessarily here from the ground of all of the blood, sweat, and tears that went into kind of putting it here. So if there's anything that I hope gets told, it's how difficult that is and how fragile it is and how much work it's going to take to keep it there. And not just the winning, just the way people treat each other and the way that we go about our business. I hope they've learned that along the way too.
I will specifically talk about Logan. 22 kills, 2 errors, 33 swings, hitting .606. Tied her own program record for kills in a 3-set match. Can I just talk to you about her performance?
She's, as is a lot of players on our team, a really, really good volleyball player. And I think the last timeout they took was their middle blocker went the other direction away from her. And I think the timeout was to be like, hey, she's hitting .670 at that point. Let's not move our middle blocker away from her. But she's, and I've said it before, she's a really good volleyball player. She's going to go down as one of the best to play in this program. And I'm equally surprised by the numbers that you said, but not surprised that she went out and did it. And I could say that about any one of our girls offensively, probably on any given night. But tonight was hers. And I thought she played a really good match.
And then finally, another career one for Afena. Climbed up to number 7 with her first block of the day. Just talk to me about what you see from her in the middle of the court.
Yeah, she's an elite blocker. And I'm going to use this one too. I don't think the offensive numbers necessarily, our middles hit for a high efficiency, but probably didn't have as many kills. But they were the ones that their middles were all over, trying to, get all over, that opened up Logan. So we talk about, celebrating the people that do the little things on our team. And I thought they did that offensively. But, man, Afena can block. And she's one of the best in the world at using her hands in order to manipulate the ball in different directions. And it's not always a complete stuff block. I think a couple of them tonight were back to the end line. But she finds a way to get her hands in airspace. And she's an example of how that skill should look.
Good. Anybody else?
Megan Fish, she continues to play some great volleyball. Speaking of the underclassmen y'all have on this end, how would you say she's a spark plug for this volleyball team?
Her personality. I'll talk about volleyball because that's where you want me to go, and that's where I'm going to go. She's a good volleyball player, but she just brings an infectious energy to the court, to the teams, to life, and she affects people in a really positive way. From a volleyball standpoint, she's turning into a really well-rounded volleyball player, and she can put the ball away, but she can pass. She makes these little touches look really, really easy. Her serve wiggles a lot back there and gets people in trouble. So we always talk about deriving value in different skills, and I think she does it in all of them. So, but again, I'm going to go back to the personality piece, and then she's really good at everything.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
You've got a pair of road matches coming up. You have quite a bit of downtime. What are you going to focus on going into practice this week?
I'm going to watch this match a little bit and try to figure out why they hit whenever 250 or 240. And kind of start from there. But there's a couple things we weren't really able to work on because we were trying to get bodies healthy at the beginning of this week. So there'll be some stuff in it. The first couple days will be about us. And I said this the last time I was in this room, but this last week was the first time that we've had a Friday-Sunday rhythm to our week. So it'd be as if we were playing, short weeks in football every single week for the season up until 75% of the way through it. So we'll probably treat Monday, Tuesday as a chance to really work, Tuesday, Wednesday as a chance to really work on us, and then we'll start turning the page a little bit to working on them probably on Thursday, and then go compete again. So some stuff in the transition game is kind of what we pinpointed going into last week that we wanted to work on and become a little bit more efficient on our side.